Today I'm going to be discussing the DeepSeas approach to cloud security. One of the most common questions I get from our customers is, how do I secure my cloud? This might surprise you, but the simple answer is the same way you secure your on-prem environment. Now what I mean by that is, your security strategy and processes shouldn't fundamentally differ between your cloud and on-prem environments. In fact, by treating your cloud as separate from your other environments, you're going to end up running two different security missions, which can become complex, expensive, and lead to missed threats. This is the first pillar of the DeepSeas cloud security strategy. You need a holistic view of your security program that includes both on-prem and cloud spaces. The most common advice I give to customers starting their cloud security journey is to keep in mind that the strategies are the same, only the tools differ. Let's look at an example. When we think about lateral movement within an environment, one strategy is to look for anomalous east-west traffic between systems that don't normally communicate with each other. With on-prem environments, you could do this using a network sensor to monitor the traffic over the wire. But in a cloud environment, that's not always possible. What you can do instead is analyze the NetFlow data within your cloud-based networks to detect the same anomalous traffic patterns. So the detection strategy is the same, but the tools of how to achieve that are different. Let's take a look at another example. A critical component to a good security posture is that the fundamentals still apply. A situation we often see with customers who are starting their cloud journey is that they will have very well-defined policies and technical controls implemented around accessing hosts on their networks, but absolutely no policies or controls for accessing hosts within their cloud environment. Developers and engineers working inside their data centers will need to utilize a VPN and authenticate against a single sign-on service using multi-factor, and then they're granted minimal permissions based on their role. There are all of these different policies and controls that combine to create a secure working environment. And then the developer can turn around and stand up a publicly accessible EC2 instance with a shared SSH key for the root user. This is what happens when cloud environments are treated differently and not as part of a holistic program. This situation also highlights the second pillar of our cloud security strategy. Consider the entire security lifecycle, consisting of prepare, prevent, and protect. All too often, we'll see environments that have really great policies for acceptable usage and roles and responsibilities, but there's no threat detection within the environment. Or we'll see the opposite, where there are all kinds of threat detection tools all over the place, but they're disorganized and there's no central authority to set those acceptable use policies, and so the whole system is a patchwork of conflicting priorities. Effective cloud security requires a comprehensive strategy that covers prepare, prevent, and protect. And that's really where most of the confusion in cloud security comes from. How do you handle its unique aspects? This is where we get to our third and final pillar. Cloud security, like all security, requires a layered approach. You need to use multiple tools and techniques to properly detect and respond to threats. No one tool will ever be able to secure 100% of your cloud. It's impossible. The cloud itself changes too fast, and vendors are constantly coming out with new services and features. The answer to this is developing a threat detection strategy that works in layers to cover the different areas of the cloud, best served by the different technologies. So how does this play out? One way to break it down is by looking at the different service models of the cloud, namely infrastructure, platform, and software as a service. With infrastructure services, you're working with resources that are a lot like what you'd encounter with an on-prem environment that uses heavy virtualization. So in this case, you can leverage many of the same tools. This includes endpoint monitoring, along with log and network-based detections. Platform as a service gets a little trickier, especially depending on the exact technology used, whether it's something like Fargate or a self-hosted Kubernetes cluster. But in general, you utilize log and network analysis, and if it's available, endpoint technologies that support monitoring containerized workloads. With SaaS applications, you will leverage a log analytic solution to collect and analyze the application data to detect threats there. And there you have it, the three pillars of cloud security with DeepSeas. A holistic view of your entire organization, including on-prem and cloud, a comprehensive approach covering prepare, prevent, and protect, and a layered detection strategy that leverages the right technology for the right service model.